Bienvenido, gente. Sorry. Bien. A ver, el directo no será hoy demasiado largo porque hay que preparar cosas. Hay que preparar cosas, pues, hacer cosas. Vale. Mm, vale, lo habíamos dejado en el halcón para ir. ¿Qué pasa? Que teóricamente por aquí podía haber partes de HK para reactivarlo. Y me encuentro con estos señores cuando estaba un poco viniendo a golisnear en la estación Ciudadela. Así que... se viene el cumbión, se viene el cumbión. Vamos a... Vale. Los señores
Unnecessary observation. Targets acquired. Annoying recitation. Let us proceed to facilitate communications. Recitation. And bring about the termination of hostilities.
Yes.
Sería...
Just say the word. Just say the word.
Espectacular, ¿eh?
What is it?
Energía de caballero. Y obra de fuerza. Vale. Por alguna razón no tengo yo... Pregunta, yo en mi ficha... Bueno, pues espérate tú. A la espada de esos 12. Y en la torpe vamos a poner... Ahora vamos a ponerle esto.
Ratio achieved.
Me encantan los pavos pasando al lado. Oye, quita coño que quiero pasar. Están ustedes aquí a un tiroteo limpio, puro y duro.
Systems failing. Optimal ratio achieved.
Uf, pero ¿qué es el que me ha hecho?
Everyone down!
Systems failing, master.
Me cago en la leche. Dime que al menos... Perfecto, pieza de los HK. A ver. Claro. Aquí está la de los guardianos. ¿Ahora me dejarán pasar por ahí?
Kawana botayo.
Ahí pues no. No me dejarán pasar por ahí. Vale, yo aquí ahora tengo una dudita. Que es esta puerta a dónde me lleva. Y esto no lo había abierto, bro. Y esto es... Vale. Va a ir un poquito lento ahora en esta parte, pero... Señora, ¿por qué se me queda en la entrada, señora? ¿Qué se haciendo por aquí, bro?
Greetings.
No puedo hacer nada con ellos. Cantina, vale. Hay que ir a la tienda de estos pavos. Me quiero la tienda de estos pavos y hay que ir a hablar con el pavo aquel, con el de la F.
Look at him.
Este no tiene nada de lo que necesitamos.
Parama.
Y este señor tiene cristal rojo, granada adhesiva. Lo que vienen siendo las granaditas. Vamos a ver. Vale. Algo me dice que no vamos a encontrar aquí nada. Ah, pues sí, mira, aquí está el loco chano este.
Tonos Emarakiz. Tonos Emarakiz.
Oh,
Tonoranda.
pues no. Hombre, nos ha servido para recuperar nuestros créditos, pero para nada más. Pues nada. Más módulo de atraque. Vale, no. Al módulo de ocio. Hay que ir a hablar con el pavo aquel. ¿De qué aniquilamos a la FST? ¿Qué pensé ahí? Es que era un rollo del imperio.
So you've returned. What is it? So you've returned. While I was disturbed that you chose to defy our orders and obtain it was the decision of Republic authorities that your but as we discovered, you had already left.
Quiero cambiar de opinión en la
Why does the Republic do anything? The head doesn't know what the feet are doing. The hands don't even know they've got fingers. My opinion. They probably performed their independent investigation and figured it wasn't your fault. Anyways, you should just be glad I decided to overlook the fact you escaped arrest.
Bueno, gracias.
Yeah.
What
What is it? I see. And where and when did you
¿Dónde
kill
y
him?
cuándo?
I see. Well, you certainly earned the bounty on those two. Here it is. I think you'll find the amount more than adequate.
Vale, pues nos vamos. Fuímonos. No me siga, me da miedo. Ahora vamos a hacer lo que originalmente iba a hacer, que es recorrerme la nave hablando con la peña.
Hey, General. You look like you've been standing too close to one of my shield generators. Whoa. Claws out today, aren't they?
No, yo al menos no estoy oyendo la música. Buenas, Mortarion. Pero un momentito. Ah, pues captada es que... Entrar a ver... No, pues sí, está como bugueado. No, pues sí, está como bugueado. Ah, amigo, vale. Pues ahora lo revisamos.
Seriously, you don't look that way from spending extra time in the fresher. I've seen other Jedi, not many but a few, who looked like that. And I feel a little strange around you. A little more in control, calm, like I usually only get when I'm repairing something.
Ahora lo reviso. Está en contacto con la fuerza, se puede manifestar de manera visible.
Was there something you wanted?
Vale, creo que no hay música.
General? Need...
Sí, no tienes que llamarme general.
Sorry, guess I
Lo que he estado haciendo desde que terminé la guerra.
moved around for a couple years. Working as a starship mechanic got me from place to place. I wasn't ready to settle down after the war. But you understand my restlessness. Though the war had ended, I couldn't find peace in anything. As long as I kept moving, I didn't have to think about what happened. Know what I mean?
No sé bien.
Sure you do. I decided I'd do something constructive. I wanted to make up for the things I'd done in the war. I wanted to design planetary shields, but there weren't many systems with the credits to spare. There was more that needed to be rebuilt and protected. I found out that Telos was going to be the flagship project for the Republic, and it sounded like something good. I saw Telos before the Sith raised it. It deserved a better fate. But Zerka ruined everything. I thought I could force Zerka out on my own, but I guess I can't fix
Cosas que
everything
está complicado
myself.
arreglarlas tú solo contigo. Puede estar fuertísimo.
All I wanted to do was send a message, but I couldn't even do that right. That's the past, though. It's good to be working with you again, General. Something else I can help you with?
Vale. ¿Dónde te hiciste con ese
That
reloj?
old thing? I built him when I was a kid. Been following me around for years now, despite what I've done to try
Hombre,
to
pero
chase him
va
off.
pegando tiritas. Estás ofendido, tío.
Hey, just kidding. I'm happy to have you around.
Pensé que
He
me
helps
hace.
me out with repairs. I outfitted him with a cutting laser and some other tools for delicate modifications. He's also good for singeing the pants of annoying techs.
Oh, eso mola.
I've been thinking about doing some other work on him, but I barely have time. Too busy fixing up the
Sí,
ship. Something
tiene
else
un
I
par
can
de
help you
averías.
with.
¿Cuál es tu opinión sobre
If the Republic would just rein Zerka in, there'd be no problem. But as long as Zerka is allowed to undermine the Ithorians' efforts, Telos will remain dead. I can't take seeing my work being used by those bloodsuckers. But there's nothing I can do about it, so let's talk about something else. Something else I can help you with?
Creo que con todo lo que hicimos.
I got
Algo.
tired of it. Kept dropping my hydro spanner. Figured I'd get a new one. I was only kidding. Actually, it was a souvenir from Malachor. I was lucky it was all I lost. But at least it gave me something to do, right? Everyone always said I was probably half machine anyway. Something else I can help you with?
El dicho al hecho.
Let me see what you have. No, you're still missing an emitter matrix and lens. Something else I can help you with? Just working on the ship. I'm not sure who got her up and running. Whoever made these repairs doesn't think like most mechanics.
Vale.
I didn't want to talk about the war, but
¿Qué hay?
why did you decide to fight?
Normalmente Unidos. Bueno, o sea, uno a la dos, tío.
I felt the same way. I remembered when word of the Mandalorian attacks arrived on Iridonia. My people had colonies across the Outer Rim. Many of them were among the first systems to fall.
Una razón tan buena como cualquier otra.
I did not join because I wanted to protect, though. I hated them. I wanted to destroy them. To give them the mercy.
Hombre,
they
eso ya
gave
es
the
un
people they
poco una cosa un
conquered.
poco más
I remember the thrill
oscurita,
I
bro.
felt when we fought them in battle. Victories were rare, but we celebrated every Mandalorian's death. Do you know how it felt?
Que intentando resistir emociones fuertes.
I
así.
couldn't do that. It was almost as though the battle took control of me, drove me forward. It's always on my mind now. That loss of control blinded me, turned me into
Otra
a
cosa,
weapon.
se supone que muchos
I
soldados
just needed to get that off
van
my
así.
chest. Was there something you wanted me for?
What? Y no sé si...
Yes, General?
Ah, está en torno. Wow. Aquí no hay nothing. Enfermería. No hay nada. Aquí la entrada. No hay nada. ¿Qué más? Buah, la vieja.
Yes. Have you come with questions?
Quiero que me enseñes más sobre
Very well. What?
este vínculo que compartimos.
I confess its nature eludes me as well, but the bond is strong and its roots run deep. It seems that at times of stress and pain, if they catch us unawares, then the pain is transmitted between us.
Eso no es bueno.
When battle is upon us, I suspect our minds are prepared enough to shield each other from the pain.
Espera.
It seems the force flows easily between us. A powerful...
Indeed. A Jedi tool and a Sith weapon. And why do you need such a thing?
Then listen to me. There is much weight, much craving attached to such a tiny thing of light. A lightsaber, any weapon, only achieves worth in how it is wielded, in the effort, in the struggle of one who holds it. Such a weapon does not make a Jedi or a Sith, and at times it makes them much, much less than they are.
Pero como
The knowledge has already been imparted to you.
Very well. The Jedi practice many forms, many styles of lightsaber combat. It is good to know them, but not to rely on them. You may have already felt the Shicho, the simplest of the forms, return to you as your skill and perceptions have returned.
Las formas son
Others
estilos de
may come with
combate, son
time,
casi como
with
artes marciales en sí
experience.
mismas, para el que no lo sepa. Hablarme del estilo Shicha.
It is simple, and its simplicity is strength. It allows focus, a slightly improved chance of connecting with one's opponent. It has no other advantages or disadvantages. It is an effective form to fall back on when no other form will do. Others may come with time, with experience.
Háblame de
A defensive technique, but effective. Use it if you do not wish to be hit or if you are facing many opponents with blasters. With a lightsaber blade and enough skill in deflection, it is an excellent defense against blasters, but in other situations, others may come with time.
Otras preguntas. ¿Qué tenemos en los
There is
ojos?
nothing wrong with my sight, if that is your question. I see all that I need, though the seeing of things flesh and blood has failed me some time ago.
Era
They
más
were
que-
distractions
Me
only.
encanta esta señora como tiene un sudapolvismo de absolutamente todo.
There is nothing wrong with my eyes. They simply have atrophied from use. They are adequate to distinguish shapes. If need be, I could heal them, restore my sight, but sight can prove a distraction. When one relies on sight to perceive the world, it is like trying to stare at the... But that is a lesson for another time. You must learn to... Ask.
Preguntas. ¿Qué eres, Jedi o sí?
Does it matter? Of course it does. Such titles allow you to break the galaxy into light and dark, categorize it. Perhaps I am neither, and I hold both as what they are, pieces of a whole. Know that I am your teacher, and that is enough.
Tremenda 13-14 nos acaba de hacer.
What do you wish to hear? That I once believed in the code of the Jedi? That I felt the call of the Sith? That perhaps once I held the galaxy by its throat? That for every good work that I did, I brought equal harm upon the galaxy? That perhaps what the greatest of the Sith Lords knew of evil they learned from me? What would it matter now? There is only so much comfort in knowing such things, and it is not who I am now.
Explicación, esta señora fue Jedi y fue ese. Antes las cosas.
There are dark places in the galaxy where few tread, ancient centers of learning, of knowledge, but I did not walk alone. To be united by hatred is a fragile alliance at best. But my will was not law. There were disagreements, ambition, and hunger for power. There are techniques within the Force against which there is no defense. Cast down, stripped of my power, exiled.
Buenas tardes, Sorti.
I
Thank you for la view.
Indignities and fell into darkness. Learn from me my mistakes and use that knowledge to become greater than I. That is all I ask of you, and that is all I desire. In you all my hopes rest for the future, for the Force. If it means so much to you, then this I swear to you upon my life, upon our lives, that when your training is complete, I will answer everything. There shall be no more shadows between us, only truth that exists between master and apprentice. Ask. I know her as much as I know any Jedi. If you have other questions, you may ask those. Ask. I know her.
You are not a Roy.
Yes. That is something we will leave until we possess a lightsaber. Very well. Ask. Yes. Then ask.
Vale,
Yes.
no creo que no hay mucho más.
Very well. Of which did you wish instruction? Very well. Very well.
Vale, por ahora no hay ya entonces mucho más que hacer por aquí. Nos queda el bono de Atom. No, nos queda de 3. ¿Dónde es el servicio de la chica de la valla de carga? Creo que no lo sabes. ¿Qué tal será el conteo? No, buen trabajo, me alegro. ¿Puedes volar o no? No los cálculos, pero podríamos separarnos otra vez. No pienso abandonarte, pero esas cosas pasan. Parece que sufriendo... ¿Cuánto daño? No, esto me comportamiento más el daño de chasis. Directamente abajo. Echar un vistazo. ¿Cómo te sientes? ¿Tienes la conciencia? Estás apagado. No tengo más internet. Me paré de dar una ayuda. Reconstruir la chica. Procesadores. Vale, creo que ya esto es simplemente... Bueno, vamos a hablar con Atom.
I don't know what it is, but you look different. It's hard to explain.
Algo positivo. Un dispositivo en contacto con la fuerza como nunca antes me había sucedido.
It shows. It's kind of inspiring, to be honest. Anyway, just... All right, what did... Huh? What are you talking about?
Adaptaste una captura de combate de Chan.
Oh, that. Don't tell anyone, but you wouldn't believe how many fights you can prevent by just pretending to know that
Sí,
stuff.
sí, sí.
I mean, it doesn't
Aparentando
compare to wearing a
saber.
lightsaber, but then again, that doesn't seem to help you much.
Perseguir la captura.
Yeah? So what? I don't ask any dumb questions about your past, despite the fact that it keeps throwing us into life-threatening situations. Wanna know why? I figure if you ever want to tell me something, you will. So give me the same...
No te paso de nada.
Well, hey, thanks. But you've got the wrong guy. I'm good at shooting people, cracking wise, and pretending to know how to fight with my hands. Alright.
Algunas preguntas.
Alright, but I'm out of credits, so it's Republic Senate rules. That's where we waste a lot of time trading cards and trying to beat each other. But it's like stalemate, except the goal is to pass time until the audience... Sure, shouldn't be a problem.
Vale. Wow, ahora partida de pasaca. Hay que arriesgarse. Hemos hecho tabla, papu. Me cago en la leche. Que ninguno está ganando. Pues nada. Mano para este. Ah, listo. Epa. Ah, mano para Atom. Tendríamos que haber usado el... Listo. En 20. Vamos con la definitiva. Tremendo win.
You seem pretty calm. It's almost...
De hecho, sí, mucho.
Well, it's good to see.
Tengo unas preguntas. Da igual, vale. Ahora tenemos aquí telas, tenemos Sunderland, tenemos Dantooine, Larshada y Kotor. Vamos a ir a Dantooine para pillar la primera pieza. O sea, se supone que la mayoría de cosas que vamos a necesitar están en Larshada. Así que vamos primero a Dantooine para pillar simplemente la pieza, el sable, y ya luego resolvemos Larshada y volvemos a Dantooine. Vamos a Dantooine, planeta recicladísimo del juego anterior. Llevarnos a la vieja siempre es bonito, llevarnos a Tan también es bonito. ¡Ah! Y si le damos clic en aceptar, mejor que mejor.
Another visitor? You must be here to join in the plunder of the old Jedi Enclave. You have to see Administrator Adari first.
¿De qué estás
You're one of
hablando?
the salvagers, right? Your ship looks banged up enough to be part of that lot. But you look different.
¿Recuperadores?
Then who are you? The only recent visitors we've had on Dantooine have been salvagers and a slew of mercenaries.
Ay, perdón. Quiero estar
Just
en
to
plan.
see the sights, right? You're just another salvager. Go see Administrator Adari in Kunda if you want to get into the ruins. Kunda is the big building just outside the landing port. It used to be the estate of a man named Matali, but he and his family disappeared around the time of the bombardment. The administrator rebuilt it, and now this is our center of government. I know it doesn't look like much, but there aren't many settlers that live on this planet. This building is the start of something new for us. We're very proud of it. We're working on it. She was the agricultural administrator of Dantooine after the Sith attack. We had problems with Mandalorian mercenaries even before the Jedi Civil War. But after the war, many soldiers from both sides of the conflict became mercenaries. And since we're... The difference between an out-of-work mercenary and a raider is a vibroblade's edge. The only thing we can prove they've done is intimidate a few farmers. The farmers give them goods, money, or food just to stay on their good side. The only one that... There have also been a lot of disappearances recently, and not all of them can be blamed on Kathhounds. A farmer here and there, or a family. We lost enough people during the war that keep... So there are a lot of animal attacks. Some deaths, too. The disappearances might be just coincidence. Have you ever sliced a Jedi security door? The old ruins are secure from salvagers unless they get permission from Adari. Just head...
Bueno, sé que en una parte del enclave es donde está el tema de la pieza. Escogerla, salir. Mira de fragmentación. Tenía la parte, sí. Ah, perfecto. Buah, y un historiano. Buah, tiene nombre. ¿Cómo le corregirse? Me interesa. Vamos. Ah, perfecto. Vamos a... Uy. Uy, papá. Uy, papu. Vamos a otro. Y conociendo mi terrible suerte, ahora es cuando me ganará. No, tío, no. Lo hacemos. Oh. Ah, caca. Esto como esta me la gana. Uf. En fin, esto... Ah. Vamos a... Ah, no, tío. No. Suya. Ah, cagada. Ah. Nos juguemos otra. A ver si recuperamos. Vamos a cerrar. Se puede... Esto no va a salir tan mal. Vale, pues nos quedamos en 20. No tiene cartas. Listo, y nos quedamos en tablas. Buah. Quiero recuperar el crédito, compi. Luego, pero... qué desgraciado. Manita ganada. Ah, me hacemos un 20 justito. Tenía que salir, no. Nos vamos a dar un listo. Oh, pero... hacer los dos para que sea un 2 que no va a salir. Muchísimos pelos de científico
What do you want? I don't have time for curtain. Oh, you don't look like a damn mercenary, and you don't smell like a stinking farmer. Fine, fine. You again. Salvagers are a crazed lot of treasure hunt. Most of them end up broke, dead. Nothing but rumor. They say the spirits of the angry dead haunt the ruin. Oh, you know, the folks around Kunda. Go there yourself and get the details first. Is this... Can't you tell? I'm a mechanic. In fact, I'm the only mechanic here in Kunda. I'm responsible for maintaining everything. Yeah, sometimes it seems nothing works around here, but I don't have time to complain. Too much. I tell you, between the droids, the security door... All of the droids in Kunda are relics from the lab. Best I could do was get that ratchety old protocol droid over. Most of the other droids are... Well, it's just one door, actually, but I could scratch my head bald before I figured out how to fix it proper. Problem is, every time I try to fix it, the door either sticks open or it locks down completely. And then I have to spend a week taking it apart to get it to open or close again.
Una de las
The
torretas.
gun turrets outside the Kunda outpost are supposed to defend against potential assaults. Wild critters, and
Pero no
they only
funcionan.
work half the time. Why, just the other day, right after I repaired one of the guns...
Ay,
No casualties, but it put several of them in the med lab. Is this going to take long?
Sorry, this door is blocked off. Hey, get away from that door! The last time somebody messed with it, it was locked down for months before we could fix it.
vale, señor Borderline.
Charanana gundoso remina que lorakto kurukatada. Fiadorator.
¿Qué vendes?
Manama treto sobre barakto drun. Krishe mentru gre babano flank turu na saganich. Terewana jun konata de
Una vez que la torreta aparece, es un decir. Me pregunta cómo puedo conseguir el permiso de esta señora si las puertas no se pueden abrir. Así como ideita. A ver. La señora
What do
aquí.
you want now? She was the agricultural administrator.
Ah, vale. La señora es la subnorte antes.
I heard a rumor that the administrator met with a Jedi. If that's true, I'll quit.
Vamos para los adentros, a ver qué nos cuenta.
Do you actually believe a Jedi would return here? After all they've done to us? They wouldn't dare.
They certainly would. You remember how they were. Always so superior, so arrogant.
I still don't believe it.
You should. My cousin's friend, he used to tend the gardens around the Enclave. He swears he saw a Jedi in Kunda. Could be hiding anywhere.
Well, I hope it's true. I hear there's a bounty on them, and we could certainly use the money.
Unless somebody
Vale, esta
beats you
señora es una
to it.
subnor. Esta señora es tremenda subnor, papu.
The salvages keep coming here and bothering the militia. That Garavik is the worst of them.
If it weren't for the Jedi, we'd be a prosperous community.
Your luck is not of the hapless settler.
You
You are the newcomer. No friendly greetings are here for you.
Ah, sí, ya veo. No,
You act like I have insulted your man. Your ship I haven't seen. But if it takes after you, it can't be in perfect condition. I am done being...
Pero bueno, y su subnor este... ¿Quién es? ¿De qué va?
Are you waiting for the administrator too? You won't have to wait too long.
¿Por qué no?
Kunda's like a droid without his power cell. Useless. We have problems all over, and the most you can get out of the... I'm sick of all their excuses. I fought in the war, and I know how to use my blaster rifle. If the administrator...
¿Cuál es exactamente esto?
Salvagers are the problem. They strip bare the ruins that belong to the people of Dantooine. Then, I'm not a violent man. I've had my share of it in the war. I sincerely... But I can't find... Well, yes and no. I brought my moisture vaporator to Kunda to be serviced. On the way back to my damn Lagrix came out of nowhere. I had to run before they made a meal of me. When I returned to... My farm is the closest to the Enclave ruins. It has to be someone nearby. And if the mercenaries wanted it, the closest place besides that is the salvager camp, so it has to be them. The other day I had to take a shot at one of them. Soon someone is going to get killed, and Dantooine has enough trouble without that. A lot of farming equipment. It's not even valuable, just important for the moisture vaporators and... I suppose you could. If you could go to this salvager camp... I'm not rich, but I have some souvenirs. It's right next to the ruins of the Jedi Enclave.
Sigue el horno y pérdida posible.
That's...
A lot of people here hate Jedi, but when they were here, they tried helping us. I don't...
Welcome to Kunda. You're a salvager, right? You'll need to see Administrator... Garevik is a salvager, the worst one of the lot. Her office is directly behind this room. You really... You're not. The only heavily armed people that visit us are either... The things that would most interest you are our weapon merchant and Zeron, the leader of our militia. Akari is still... If you get into any trouble, he's the person you'd contact. And... He's at the militia headquarters. Just make a... The mercenaries cause disruptions for some of our outlying settlers. They are a... No, I couldn't. If you're... Just go to the central corridor.
Vale, aquí está la administradora.
A visitor. Please, come in. Welcome to Kunda. I am Administrator Turina Adari. You're the owner of the, ship that just landed?
Un placer, soy vecino.
Depending on your business here, the pleasure may be mutual, but you didn't answer my question. Is that ship yours? And unless I'm much mistaken, that's the Ebon Hawk. That vessel has been on Dantooine before, during the war. That was a Jedi vessel.
Señora, ¿quién es usted y por qué? No me parecen introducidos aquí en ninguna de las partes de estos días.
That is an unfortunate truth. And a wise request, which of course I will honor. Most right or wrong, our settlers blame the Jedi and their hidden enclave for their suffering. I still maintain discreet connections with Jedi.
¿Qué quieres decir?
My friend, let's just call him Frook. We've known each other for many years. He came to Dantooine not too long ago. He was looking into something quite important. He's gone missing recently. Did he send for you in case something... Brooke and I had a mutually beneficial arrangement for several weeks. He went to the Jedi. I'm starting to fear the worst. We are fortunate that you've come. Don't expect... I will have one of the militia transmit permissions to the Enclave's security door. Go Is there anything else? Like many parts of Dantooine, the sub-level of the Enclave has become infested with dangerous creatures. Several salvagers have reportedly been injured or killed by the Lagrix. I would expect a Jedi to fare better against the creatures than the salvage. Is there anything else? There are plenty of opportunities to assist people on Dantooine. Besides that, to most people in the galaxy, the distinction between Sith and Jedi, it is complicated by the fact that Malak and Revan were great heroes of the Republic and famed Jedi Knights. And here on Dantooine, the Jedi Enclave provoked a brutal occupation. I don't think everyone hates Jedi. If just a few people changed their minds or spoke up, it could make a great deal of difference. If the Jedi's reputation isn't redeemed, the consequences could be quite regrettable. Who do you want to know about? There are 3... Dantooine is one of the younger worlds of the Republic. A couple of generations ago, this world was still... But recently, we have been losing ground. During the war, the most prominent settler families either... But now we are organizing and starting to truly work together. No, I suppose I'm not. We need the Republic and always have. We aren't self-sufficient yet and we need aid. The most humanitarian elements of the Senate have put their careers at stake in the rebuilding of Telos. If those efforts succeed, their prominence will grow and further aid. But if they fail, there are colder, more authoritative elements in the Senate that could come to power. They would think nothing of leaving the strategically unimportant. That would be a tragic day for Dantooine and many other worlds. The Republic is in flux. They are a necessary inconvenience. Money has been a great concern to us, ever since the Sandrals and the agricultural exports we produce just cover basic maintenance. To expand and prosper, we needed credits, so we had to exploit a valuable resource we had, the ruins. It was not a decision lightly made, and even then we couldn't do the work ourselves. Too dangerous, and every settler matters on our small world. So we opened the door to enterprising salvagers. The salvagers you see now are the last remnants of that force. The tithe we took from their claims sustains what semblance of government you see now.
Eso para tener cuando se asocia. ¿Qué hacer cuando las están vacías?
We plan on using those credits to improve production and protect our world. We tolerate their presence because we must, and they generally follow our laws. But their time is almost, and it has too many dangers for them. The salvagers aren't warriors. Generally, they are out-of-work miners or cast-offs. Mercenaries have been a problem for Dantooine since the end of the Mandalorian Wars. When the Jedi Enclave was here, they were firmly kept in check. Relations are uneasy between us. Their leader, Azkul, was a Sith trooper during the war, and I have no doubt he was very good at his job. If you want to know more, I suggest you talk with... Certainly.
Oh, but
what brings you to Kunda? Do you have any troubles to report? I'm here. You haven't? Well, that's something. I'm the second in command over here, and we keep getting incidents. Our staff is stretched thin. Too thin. If you do have trouble, I'm not the one to talk to. You need to talk to Zeron. This is sensitive. It's not really a secret, though. A lot of people are upset with Zeron. He's a hard man and doesn't answer to anybody. Except, I suppose, the administrator. The thing is, he expects everyone to follow all the laws. That's not normally a bad thing. But the mercenaries... So, it's like Zeron keeps prodding a rancor with a stun stick. To a rancor, it's just a minor nuisance. But if the mercenaries aren't unreasonable, they're mostly just war veterans looking for work. But Zeron just keeps poking them. So he has to get involved to make sure that the militia does what he wants. Otherwise, we'd probably give the mercenaries some room.
Yeah. Vision.
It's tricky. You see, I think Zeron may be... I also think he's doing more to provoke them than just investigating every complaint against them hard. If someone could just ask a few questions, turn up some answers, maybe see if Zeron is... Just look around. See if Zeron's up to something on the side. So if you happen to find something out like that, you should see Administrator Adare. We should probably talk about something else. I hate going behind the captain's back. I'll tell you anything that's public knowledge. Most militia news... Oh, you heard about that. We have so much to look into that Sulru's concern is pretty low on our list. We asked the salvagers, but they claim... I've heard that rumor too. People get really riled up about Jedi around here. During the war, the Jedi were a big help here. They did everything for us, from clearing out dangerous beasts to solving a murder investigation. I try to stay out of it, though. Standing up for Jedi is one way to become unpopular around here. Maybe. Although I don't know why a Jedi would come back here. The only reason why people ever came here before was the Enclave. And with that gone... Easy to say for someone that doesn't live here. I'd rather grab an unshielded power... You're not wrong there. For what good it'll do, if it comes up, I'll say what I think is right. You happy? I hope so. You may be my only friend in a few days. Talking about Jedi is just depressing these days. Any other... I'm...
Dochi monas runta, yun bola. Wa posoma britushniki tuk, posoma britushniki tuk tuk, posoma britushniki. Hoshman funi wado de kuta masa. Dokini kamarin zuni inash di dawanga nochi. Roren manama kochpa inoshan.
Okay.
Chao du soja.
Ahora el modificador no está atado. Vendemos esto, otra lista de compra y compramos el objeto.
Insoran. Claro. Jenish melaka wachino so impos morcha chani.
Esto lo vamos a hacer un poco rápido.
Jenish melaka wachino so impos morcha chani ri. Pararanta miki psicosos. Yewenarama ino. Pararanta miki psicosos. Yewenarama ino so. Parachi no sukankado. Dawanga no. Parachi no sukankadon. Makamando uruno. Posoma britushniki tuk tuk pamba. Bora. Dino moli. Hoshmanfu ni wado de kuta masapa. Manosaf piti manapasa. Luta.
I'm the militia captain here. Are you here because you're in trouble
pero
or looking
tremenda
for
voz
it?
tiene este señor.
Talk to Baroon first. If your situation needs militia involvement, you got any other Rare thing a visitor wanting to help out. But we have a thing or two that need doing. You want? I've seen a lot of visitors come through Kunda. We have a small problem with Kinrath. I'd take care of it myself, but there aren't many people in the militia. Kinrath are normally just pests. We think something. Nobody knows for sure. Even the authority. Very. The Kinrath you see on the plains aren't as tough as the ones inside the 2,000. That's all you want. Some of the salvagers went deep into the ruins and found a lot, but all the salvagers that went down there are dead. So it seems every day or so some salvager comes claiming they're owed by such and such. The whole thing makes me sick. Garevik says he won the whole claim but that was a fair fight. There were witnesses, but nobody remembers. I just hope someone takes this blasted claim off my hands. You want? There aren't more than a dozen of us, and there's too many problems. She's smart. She gets things done. Our most talented people sometimes leave, so we're lucky the administrator never went elsewhere. I bet she'd... It's our home. I don't have any...
Vale, por ahí no podemos ir. Vamos a ir por otro lado. Vale. Vale, porque hay que ir.
I will silence this one.
Vale, vamos a aura de fuerza, policía de caballero, resistencia, curar.
This shall not stop us for long.
Vale. Ahora vamos a ver que se recupere un poco la fuerza antes de seguir.
More where that came from.
Vale. Un segundillo que se nos recupere un poco la fuerza. Antes de meternos en un movidote. Ya, aquí estamos. Por aquí solamente hay un camino. Perfecto. Es por donde queríamos ir. Bueno, los recuperadores, Pablo.
Tape gathered a group to go to the sub-level. Oh, a visitor comes to our delightful salvager camp. A civilized person with manners. Very rare in this part of the galaxy. I am most honored to meet you. If I may, a question I pose to you, traveler. Do you wish to buy one of the most elusive... You flatter me, traveler. It was a good day when I ask a mere 1,000 credits for this rare find. This... I assure you. As you can see, it is in fine shape. A real bargain at a mere 1,000...
Es una buena imitación, pero ni siquiera el tiempo que has perdido aquí viéndola.
How did you know? Well, I never unload this. This forgery has passed through several hands in this camp. I am merely the latest. No, of course not. Another salvager sold it to me, and he bought it from another one before him. But now there are a few of us, and I'm stuck with this garbage. There's you with all your observations. So, you should talk to Dorala. I've told her everything I know. I think I saw that. I believe that the thief has to be living in the sub-level, because I didn't get a clear look at the thief. There isn't much to see. They want nothing to do with us. The only thing they want is part of our profits. Now that's salvaged. I don't know nor care. They're trouble, but fortunately they ignore us. When they're looking...
Espérate tú.
Yes.
Le damos el formito bueno.
I hear you.
Time to even the odds.
I will silence this one. Fallen.
I hear you. Time to even the odds. More where that came from. More where that came from.
A ver. Vale, tener ya tan poquitos enemigos, podemos mantenernos. Vale, pues vamos a guardar y hablar con atrapado.
Let's settle this.
Ay. Le podemos hablar con la señora esta.
You a new salvager? Or one of those Kunda canteen?
Supongo que soy recuperador técnicamente.
We don't need another one. Look around. I'm gonna give you some advice. Because anything valuable in the ruins was carted away months ago. And while you look dirty enough to be here, I don't think you're any of those things. If you're not going to listen to anybody, maybe you can help me. And they're now dead fools. Yeah, I'd like to do the decent thing and get their bodies and put... So, if you find a couple human corpses down there, plus salvagers that are still here, I've been here the longest, and I'll be here last. I buy... Sometimes I sell them to visitors like yourself. You should have let me know you're a customer instead of letting me think...
Os. vamos al... Hostia.
Do you feel it? The wound on this world, it is centered here. If we succeed in gathering the Jedi, they will come to this place. And if those Jedi are slain, then all that remains of the Order shall be drawn here as well.
Buah, qué reches. ¿Cuándo ocurrirá esto?
We will know when the time, and I hope our enemies...
Esperemos, Sophie, esperemos.
What is it? Yes.
Announcement. You have caused us to expenditure a great deal of effort to find you, Jedi. Annoying recitation. Let us proceed. Threat.
¿Cuántos rendidos?
Systems failing, Master. Failing, Master. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Systems failing, Master.
I will silence this one.
Vamos a ver si con esto más o menos.
More where that came from. More where that came from. Time to even the odds. More where that came from.
Espero que la vieja no vaya a lanzarse por los otros bichos. Porque señora, no estamos ahora mismo para meternos en un combate contra los bichos principales. Vale, vamos a esperar aquí a que se recuperen un poco los puntos de fuerza. Vale, ya estamos. A topísimo, bueno, justo a tiempo. A ver, la vieja.
Time to take you down to size. Everyone down.
Parte mala, la vieja se va a lanzar a por el otro.
More where that came from.
Vamos a subir nivel. Bueno, pues yo diría que nos interesa más ráfaga.
Let's settle this. Everyone down!
Fallen.
Time to even the odds.
Ay, los combates con robots estos son un poco cansinos, tío.
Time to even the odds.
Vamos a ver qué hay por el otro lado. Y ya, si los dos lados tienen entrada.
Who are we missing? We're one off.
We're missing Joran. I don't see Joran.
That runt of a Cathhound, he's the one with the backpack. Did anybody grab anything from the room? Anybody? What do you want? I managed to get this sad lot of salvagers to work together. Then we get 2 rooms into the sub-level, and we get but of course the only one that managed to grab the salvage is... Nothing. Find out for yourself. Now, if you don't...
Señora, esto es un poquito fucking torpe. Así como concepto. Vamos a ver su nivel. Varias puertitas. Vamos allá. Vale, desactivamos la mina. Cubito Chani. Nivel gris, esto no.
Everyone down! Time to take you down to size.
Nothing. Y la señora se nos está quedando atrás. Vale, cargar el recuperador. Vamos a dar 500 créditos. A ver, señora. Usted vaya con esto. Ah, aleluya. Joder. Complicadillo. Módulo de datos. Se encuentra cerca del esqueleto de la última entrada, es interesante. Vivo más lejos de la entrada que ningún otro recuperador. He descubierto una sala de almacenamiento intacta. Los nuevos restricciones de energía le permitieron abrir la puerta. En cuanto descubra la forma de burlar.
More where that came from.
This shall not stop us for long.
Everyone down!
Vale, porque si pisamos aquí nos vamos a ir un poco a la vez.
I will silence this one.
Ah, que había otro puti ahí detrás. Vale, ¿cuál es el error? Vale, pues más o menos. No me está gustando cómo está cambiando la situación del combate.
Time to even the odds.
Creo que hay al menos otro.
This shall not stop us. I hear you.
A ver. Ah. Y ya que estamos. Swam, bitches, swam. Buah, la mina ha sido una mierda. Así como concepto. Vamos a dejar pendiente. Vamos. Un segundillo. Vale, espérate, ¿por qué? Pero esta parte la podemos hacer más tarde. Entonces decimos que vamos a quedarnos tranquilitos con toda la parte del sitio este. Y vamos a hacer primero lo necesario para sable láser. Oh, vale. Y hay tremendos papos.
More where that came from. Focus. Time to even the odds. Fallen. Fallen.
Vale, no hay aquí mucho de donde rascar. Así que supongo que sí. Vamos.
Let us end this.
More where that came from. Everyone down.
Bueno, creo que en esta habitación encontramos lo que necesitamos. Que básicamente con un...
Is someone out there? Anybody? Help!
¿Cierran?
Yes, yes I am. I locked the door in here. I thought I was gonna be late. You must be fierce with a blaster then. Give me a moment.
Vale.
Thanks for saving me. I thought those leg wrecks had me for sure.
¿Qué haces aquí?
It's all Tapelay's fault. She said the entryway to the sublevel was safe enough. This area has hardly been explored. We barely got in here.
And then everybody started going left and right, grabbing anything they could. It was every man for himself, and nobody was watching for leg rapes. Then before you know it, we were under attack by those beasts. So salvagers were running all the easy pickings have been picked. Now everything that's worth more than a glass of Juma juice is long gone. So, and as you might have noticed, it's very dangerous down here. Almost no... There was a group that managed to get in and got one of the biggest hauls ever. Tapele said we could do... But they were a damn sight more organized than we were. And they've caused more problems dead than they ever did alive. They were the first to really get anything from this damn level. They were so confident they went right back in. A bunch of us salvagers waited by the entrance. Only 2 of the 4 came back, and 1 died right away from his wounds. The other man was going to be rich, but then he picked a fight with Gareth. It wasn't much of a fight, and there was no one left. And that's the whole problem. Well, since every last one of them is dead, their find is sitting in the militia's headquarters. That's one of the biggest claims ever, and they won't give it to nobody. So people keep saying that they were owed by the dead salvagers, or that they're related. But Zeron isn't an idiot. The only thing he's gonna believe is a will. And after some tried to pass less than authentic ones off on him, now he'll only take a will and their personal effects. She was playing you for a fool. No doubt she'd like to find those bodies. That, plus a conveniently... Probably not since you know the truth. Unless you're willing to make a fake will, though, the truth won't help. Yeah, that may be the right thing to do, but it don't make it the smart... certainly. They like tunnels. We never saw much of them except underground in the hilly regions. I guess there certainly are enough of them. You know, what's frightening is the beasts are getting smart. It's complicated. They're not always too smart, just sometimes. I'm not making this up. I've heard they've... Listen, I didn't ask for your help. I was panicking. I'm just trying to get enough... I don't have much to give, but... I didn't find a single thing. I just want to get out of this pit. There's no way I'm going to give those to you. I risk... Now, I hadn't thought of that. I managed to grab 3 things. One's some sort of crystal. If you give me 1,300 credits, you can have it all. Now, that'll be... Oh, it doesn't work that way. Maybe it's worth a lot more than 1,300 credits and you make off real good. You can buy it from me here or at the salvager camp. I'll hold on to it for you. I owe you... I'll hold on to it then. But I won't sell it to anyone. If you...
Perfecto, pues vamos a salir, aunque se nos viene una salida ciertamente complicada. Por los misos que están ahí.
Braved the perils of the sublevel, yes. Many stories and artifacts in your possession. This is... For now, not only do I get rich salvage, but an even rich... Negotiations are not possible. And now...
Vamos a hacer una cosa. ¡Ah! No, congelar.
Let us end this.
More without a name, Plum. Everyone down.
Vale.
You saved Jaren, huh? Hope the reward was worth it for saving that sad, excuseless son.
Vale la pena más o menos. A ver, vamos a ver si... Vamos a venderle cosas al rubiano. Y de paso vamos a comentarte.
Hello there. I'm not the one to talk to. We should probably talk about...
A ver, bro. Vamos a ver qué te podemos vender. Con esto ya tenemos para comprarle al subnor aquel las movidas. Vamos a hablar con este men.
It's you again. You want... Some of the salvagers went deep, but the whole... But that was... I just... You want...
Vale, pues vamos a probar lo de la señora esta.
I hope that you haven't run into any... Is there any... I have no doubt that Maroon means well, but I have every confidence in Zeron. I realize that I'm asking you for help, but you must also know that I am the head of this nominal... What have you learned?
Perfecto. Hombre, si lo que nos hace men nos deja montar y el sable láser, pero el problema es en terminar Dante. Vamos a usar el acelerón para ir un poquito más rápido.
you again. I still have those Jedi... All of us salvagers know about that. I'd ask Derala, though. She's talked with the militia the most about it. It's you again. I found 3 things down there. If you give me 1,000 credits, you can have it all. That'll be... Doesn't work that way. I'll hold on to it then, but I won't sell it to anyone. It's you again. I found 3 things. If you give me... A pleasure doing business. Come back anytime. It'll take me a while to get everything...
Ah, no tenemos ni automático, tío. Ah, qué mal. Bueno, vamos a ir. Ahora a las 8 iremos cerrando ya el stream. Para ver si me pongo con fichas de NPCs y con cositas. Y ya mañana pues seguiremos amigablemente. ¿O mañana? Vale, si mañana no hay conferencia. Pasado empieza el Summer Game Fest del Geoff Keighley de Doritos, vamos. Así que veremos a ver qué tal va ese evento. Parte mala, Nintendo no se ha pronunciado todavía. Te digo que si ahora de repente podemos reactivar a HK, sería tremendísimamente feliz. What the fuck? ¿Quién eres? Aparte de una señora muy sexy que me quiere matar. Uf. Hombre. estas no... De todo es que no puedes saltar la puñetera cinemática. Vale, mira, vamos a hacer ahora una cosa, a ver si... Vamos a modificar parte del equipo, a ver si... A ver. Claro, ahora mismo una destreza con más 3, con lo cual... Ah, mía. Vale. Vamos a guardar partida, ¿no? ¿Cómo que? Espérate, ¿cómo que restricción por blindaje? Ajá. Cuidado. Antes de que sea blindaje. Vale, vamos a ver si con esto... Hombre, aleluya.
My lightsaber. You've destroyed it. I yield, Master. It is as I heard through the Force. My life for yours. You must. The alternative is only another death. And I would rather die by your
hands. ¿O no morir, Sofía? Voy a matar a un oponente indefenso.
I have nothing to offer you. Your strength is superior. It is as I felt.
Mira, está un poco extraño.
Now I've seen everything. This woman, she's a Miraluka. I didn't think any were left in this part of the galaxy. Yeah, they're a pretty secretive race. I heard that some of their kind become Jedi, but a Sith? That's a new one. I'm not sure how you'd go about killing one. It'd be tricky. Just mentioning it, she looks like she's suffered enough wounds already, even after the beating you gave her. Well, some of her wounds are pretty bad. Looks like she was already carrying her share of scars, though. I think she'll recover, yeah.
Puedo cambiar de menos, no pretendía estarle. Recoger una pieza del sale de luz y disociar. Bueno, lo primero.
Diagnostic. HK-47 activated. Running checks through primary systems. Assessment. It appears I have suffered considerable damage and dismemberment. I can feel all the cracks in my motivators. And my central control cluster seems to have taken several repeated blaster shots at close range. How crude. Answer. I do not know, Master. It is curious that I was here, although this place does seem familiar. Extrapolation. Perhaps someone was already in the process of rebuilding me. It may be I was needed for some task. Answer. If by okay, you mean the loss of almost all my existing assassination protocols, then no, I am not okay. Furthermore, I seem to have no discretionary control over my vocabulator, causing me to reveal my true function as an assassin droid of unrivaled sophistication. Answer. It seems you would know more than I. My memory centers are experiencing some setbacks. Reflection. Of course, for some reason, that does not alarm me. I suspect I have suffered such repeated memory failures before. Still, the loss of my higher combat and assassination protocols is shameful and degrading. Answer. Oh, that is impossible, Master. If I were out to kill you, we would not be speaking. And regardless, I am a unique model. Why, to think that there would be other versions of me would be unacceptable. Statement. Master, I must inform you that your attempts at humor are wasted on a droid such as I. As I have expressed, I am unique. Resignation. Very well, Master. If you persist in your attempts at humor, I shall indulge you. Let me check the ship's records, and we will settle this matter once and for all. Conclusion. You speak the truth. This discovery is also causing me some degree of anger and humiliation. Mockery. Am I all right? Oh, yes, Master. Why, I am fine. Statement. I mean, I've only just been reactivated, only to find that there are substandard duplicates of me running all over the galaxy, corroding my good name. But if they are in fact hunting you, then I look forward to the opportunity to meet these units and educate them in proper assassination protocols. Conclusion. So it seems I need you, for the time being. Recitation. Yes, as I said, I am an assassin droid. It is my primary function to burn holes through meat bags that you wish removed from the galaxy. Master, oh, how I hate that term. Answer. No, Master. I said it again.
No tengo claro que vamos a detener. Bueno,
Answer. Yes, Master.
Tengo.
Answer. Well, I am not certain I like the idea of in fact, it brings with it a certain sense of cred that you may actually not.
No matar a nadie si no es en defensa propia y aún así no quiero que actúes sin que te lo hagan.
Answer. Yes.
Coge la conocimiento que te quedan y aprende a estar matando a los oponentes con blasters. Sí.
Statement. Master, as I have studied your actions, looking for Statement. You seem disposed to helping others, not harming them, as I have come to expect and anticipate from organic meat. Statement. Oh, Master, please, of course they are. Any time you inconvenience or jeopardize yourself for another, it is a vulnerability. In any event, I feel compelled to point out that your self-destructive path of pacifism and sacrifice will only lead to your doom. That may be a trifle melodramatic, but frankly, it is something that all Jedi should hear. And I have been rehearsing the speech for some time.
Ay, pero qué grande este señor. ¿Qué mencionas en busca de invulnerabilidad?
Statement. Master, it is nothing personal, but professional pride dictates that I keep a running tally on any potential weaknesses in my masters. And of course, the weaknesses of any other sentient meatbags, droids, or other targets who are in service to my master.
No has respondido a mi pregunta.
Hypothetical. Master, it is entirely possible that one day you may no longer be my master, and it has happened before. As a result, I have a statement. Oh, I am aware of that, Master. I simply use it to give you the illusion of control and obedience. Humans often need such comforts until the end comes.
No hay sensación de control.
Statement. Consolation, Master. Everyone dies eventually, and not all of them by my hand. Even droids die when not routinely maintained, sadly enough. Statement. Statement. Ah, you wish to Statement? Oh, yes, Master. Pain is really the only reliable means by which truth may be obtained. Or so I choose to believe. Statement. Very well, Master. But if you wish to be brutal and vicious about it, know that I am trained for such things. Do your worst.
Cuando le preguntas quiere decir que te haré preguntas sin torturarte.
Statement. Master, I am no behavior droid, but it is obvious to me that you have serious ethical problems that will need to be treated at some point. Very well. Ask your questions. If you feel the need to make it an interrogation, however, do not restrain yourself. I would be saddened if you held back. Statement. Ah, yes. Them. Very well. Answer. Master, I do not know. I have tried in vain to find it, but so far the location of... Statement. Statement. Oh no, Master, surely you are mistaken. Prompt. Do you understand me? I have no idea. It certainly isn't a matter of it being locked in my memory core and being unable... Answer. I fear that any such information that exists would only... That is why I am eager to encounter more of these clones in the hopes that something clicks. Statement. Answer. Well, Master, it seems you have become... This is somewhat surprising to me, since this dissemination of information... Statement. Master, there is mention of you specifically in the core word databases. Observation. I was led to believe that this information concerning Jedi was not for public consumption. Conclusion. Someone wants everyone to know that you exist, Master. If I did not know better, which is computationally impossible, I believe that someone wants to make you a target, and they are successful. Answer. Master, my feeling would be the exchange. Rhetorical. Why wouldn't they have simply kept... And that is why someone would choose... Theory. My suspicion is that someone is using you as... Answer. Master, as part of my original program, this usually amounted to short verbal warnings when killing non-basic speaking targets, which... Answer. Yes. I believe my original master needed this functionality in order... Suffice to say that that translation capability allowed these copies of myself to assume... That is, of course, not their primary function. And while they are attempting to pass the... Recitation. For example, on Praven Prime, the simple transferring of Elzing syntax for friendship changes its meaning and implies that one's broodmate was actually impregnated by their own host.
Tell me no one said that out loud, did they?
Confirmation. Oh, truly, you can imagine the results. Statement. This comment, of course, caused a civil war between the Guvandi Collective and Elzing that still persists to the current date. Answer. Yes, Master. Such incidents often spread outwards from the... Query. What do you mean? Answer. It is something I heard a previous... Still, somehow it seemed... Answer. In the case of Praven Prime, the Civil War actually forced the Republic to back out of Guvandi's space. As I understand it, that would be best. As an added burden, the resources needed to invest in diplomatic and trade relations would have... Besides, Master, quite frankly, the Guvandi and Elzing needed a good war. They were races that relied more on words than actions, and a good brisk. Also, the result of the war will be that the drastically... Answer. The Republic stands to gain. Of course, such aid would only come 4 or 5 years after the war was started. Answer. Master, you see, part of the reason an assassin droid is so effective is because it is a droid. Statement. Oh, do shut up, you beeping little trash compactor. Anyway, as I was saying, droids tend to blend into the mockery. Droid, fetch this. Droid, translate that. Droid. Part of the love of my function comes when the furnishings put my identity as an assassin droid was unknown for quite some time. Even during the recent event, I'm sure you've already heard. Statement. This story may be somewhat unfamiliar to you, if not to history. There is a faction of meatbags called the Sith. They want what any rational meatbag would want, the power to assassinate anyone they... In a startling turn of events, the Sith declared war on the Republic. Answer. Oh, who knows, Master? It is evident that the Sith would very much like to assassinate all the Jedi. It is much like the circumstance I find myself in now. How do you kill such an integral part of yourself over such ethical... The answer, of course, is that you keep firing until all dissension is... Recitation. For example, on praise... Answer. Theory. I can only assume that some critical moment is approaching where stealth and subtlety is no longer required. Not that those Durasteel play... Observation. It is clear, however, that they have been placed throughout the galaxy at critical junctures. Answer. My feelings on the matter are... Theory. Imagine, if you will, that you are the pinnacle of an exiled, cast-out Jedi who can't even use the Force. Imagine that no one has sunk lower than you. That you are truly the most miserable example of a Jedi ever. Continuation. Now that you have that image, imagine this. They make the clones talk differently, rob you of any shred of personality, and take your Jedi code and adjust it. They even change your pigmentation to a rather poor shade of Durasteel, rather than the proper rusty red that inspired. And of course, they refer to meatbags as organic. Clarification. Anger would be an understatement for the heat that builds up in my behavior core when these cheap imitation... Statement. Part of the indignity of all these copies is that the more people throughout the galaxy recognize me as an illegal assassination device... Statement. Answer. Master, ironically enough, I seem to have developed a consolation. Besides, you are a fine Master, do not be worried about being rendered insignificant if I were to inadvertently... Answer. No, Master. This new Sith threat fights differently than the ones I was familiar with. Answer. No, Master. The Sith had many hidden bases and strong... Theory. It is consolation, but I would not worry, Master. Twi'lek metaphor. Jonta bosi likita masi soringada untamia. Query. Master, excuse me. One thing I have noticed as we travel the galaxy, forgive me, but that does not seem in keeping with my assessment of your... Query. May I? Observation. This is indeed, it seems to be modeled after my vocabulator, with some modifications, of course. Curious. You say... Observation. Master, I do believe this device serves multiple... Observation. Master, I do believe this device serves multiple functions, including tracking... Objection. Master, they do... Statement. I suspect when the time is right, this device can be used to pinpoint the location of the... Answer. Master, the nature of the signal from the sonic imprint sensor, it does not please me any more than it does you. But what... Statement. Master, you... It is true that I once possessed many more protocols and I am afraid that I have a rather long history. Still, you will find me a valuable asset.
Yes, General?
Pues nada, vamos a hablar con todo el mundo y lo iremos dejando.
Let me see what you have. No, yes, something else.
Vale, pues nada.
My life for yours.
Querida Princess, ¿estás bien, señora?
I am able to serve. If we enter battle...
Eso no es lo que he preguntado. Te he preguntado si estás bien.
I have not heard that question in some time. My flesh is healed, if that's the answer you seek.
No quieres
I know.
estar...
And I fear that others will see the mercy in your actions. And in my service. I felt you. Heard you through the Force. I serve my master. I am an emissary. A scout. My master was aware of a disturbance in the Force, but was unaware of its nature, of you. The disturbance is not... There is little my master does not know, and that you eluded his sight for so long. You cannot. His vessel roams the borders of known space, and even I do... Even if I could lead you to my master, I cannot. If I bring you before my master, untested, it would be as if one brought fire to a paradise valley, shattered a cavern. I cannot, I will not, now that I have found you. You will meet my master, and when you stand before him and realize what you face, you must... There's a greatness in you. A greatness. And if my master does not understand you, cannot see you, then perhaps there is hope. There is much I see my master cannot. I fear it is because of my nature. My people spend their lives seeing the galaxy, the energy streaming. It is not a subject which I have spoken of. The planet was not destroyed. It remains. It orbits, dead in space. I am not certain I did. I was there with the plan to see everything around you extinguished. It was as if I imagine there are worse deaths, worse pain. I was the only living thing remaining on the planet of KOTOR. And my life, my agony, was a flicker in the darkness that was the... Yes, I still wonder what would have happened if I had died with the others. But it could not be done. When the life was bled from the planet, he walked upon the surface of my dead world. And there, lying in the bodies of... And he made me see. And for the first time, I saw the galaxy. To this galaxy, my world, absent the currents and spectrums of the Force, he showed the flickering of life on other planets. To see such creatures, disconnected from themselves. He showed me, to make me believe. He convinced me the galaxy, all life, must die. He fed upon its ugliness, its screaming. It was not a thing done with machines or weapons. The Force is far for everyone that feels the Force, strongly, deeply. His power is great, and it comes from hunger. He is a wound in the Force, more presence than flesh. And in his wake, life dies. And those who feel the Force strongly are beacons to his hunger. My people, the Jedi, the last council of the Jedi, came to our world to meet in secret. They hoped that they succeeded, but only in bringing him from the outer regions. And KOTOR, with my kind, with the Jedi, and my people died. And they hoped to see the threat that had been stalking them, and they did. He cannot deny his hunger for long. And now that the Jedi are vanishing, I do not know what will happen. Perhaps he will grow... I do not understand. They hope to see the... I am not familiar with the place you speak of. My master has not entered Republic's, but there are others who may move more freely, who may have been responsible for such an act of... There are many factions within the Sith, all seeking to take what little where one moves, it is not always known to the others. But their purpose is they believe you are the last of the Jedi, and their hatred of the Jedi unites. My people once had the power to perceive events. That sight may manifest itself in many ways. My sight has been damaged. What I have taught... My master, when he showed me my world, showed it to me as it is. But after traveling with you, I feel that only when one suffers do certain truths become evident. Both of the galaxy. My master did not cause... There are many factions within the city where they... I will... It is not a subject which... It was for his... and... for...
No, pero antes de detalles de ¿por qué haces esto? ¿Por qué buscas ayuda, señor? Porque creo que se te puede...
You must not do this. I cannot allow you to weaken your... So you say. But it is not something I have observed. I remember little of my homeworld before I entered my master's service. It is not as it was. Very well. Perhaps we shall speak more of this at another time. My life for you. I am prepared for whatever... I understand now. My life. I will...
hecho ya todo lo posible para esta señora.
Yes, General?
Con este señor no hay mucho más que hablar. Vamos con la vieja.
You have befriended the seer. Her species does not see as we do. They perceive the galaxy through the The Sith carry the battle to you, and you spare them. And as we travel, I hope your thoughts in this matter are clear. If you take her on as a servant, know that the Sith meet their end at the hands of their apprentices. It is not something I would wish to happen to you. This one you have saved has other marks. Her presence here is a threat to us. To you. Perhaps. I am not convinced. Did he? And what do you make of that? The Mandalorians were right to respect you on the field of battle. The Jedi are gone, vanished. Now, an entire planet of Force sensitives wiped clean of life. And now this slice of the galaxy is blind. It is no coincidence. The two events are tied. I fear you are right. And I fear it may prove more than that. War is a hunger. And there are spirits, but there is little to be done about it now. Ask. He, if he can truly be called a man any longer, is one of the Dark Lords that pursues you. I do not think he knows. He spared the Miraluka, and that may have been the last shred of... Keep his slave close to you. I suspect there was a reason he spared her, and perhaps a reason that she survived when... Entertain what illusions you will. I am too tired. One cannot have power of that magnitude that her master possesses and still think and perceive the universe as we do. I had hoped that you would not have to confront him, but her presence here has changed all. You must be prepared to sacrifice the blinded one. Perhaps her... Entertain what illusions you... It is a technique that is almost as old as the Sith themselves. It is a means of severing connections between life... It cannot be taught. It can only be gained through instinct. Yes, and he fed upon its destruction. Power? Do you think so? You would be wrong. There is no strength in the hunger he possesses, and the will, and it devours him as he devours others. His mere presence kills all around him, slowly feeding him. He is already dead. It is simply a question of how many he kills. Nothing is impossible with the Force. It is and like energy, it may be harnessed, channeled, and consumed at times. Do not think of his power as one would a weapon, or one of your warships of the Republic. The sect of assassins that chase you feed on the Force. What he does, and that is why they and their techniques must be wiped out. No one again must... As much as one may use the Force to bolster the wills and strengths of others, the reverse is, instead of sending one's will through connections in the Force, instead such connections are drawn upon, fed upon. Then you understand how terrible such a power. It is an empty road to the dark side, and by traveling it, he is a breach in the Force, capable of consuming the lives of those around him. Sometimes. Ask. She did nothing to your eyes, that she has forced this upon you, but such crude methods are the markings of the Sith. Close. Feel this ship around you. The welding of the droid as it goes about its work. Now, stretch out. Hear the rumble of hyperspace, the hum of the hyperdrive. Ignore distractions and focus on my voice. The breathing of the blinded one as she meditates in the dark. Now, listen deeper past her breathing and listen.
As my feet walk from the ashes of KOTOR, I shall not fear, for in fear lies death and...
You are strong indeed. What you heard were surface thoughts only, but it is something that is not the real question you should ask. Is such listening enough to because to listen to the thoughts of another is much like attempting to see the universe. Now leave me be.
Pensé que nada de influencia fecunda contra la fuerza máxima se ha aumentado, señora. ¿Es usted la fucking master?
Very well. Very well. You have brushed the surface thoughts of another. It is a... Calm yourself. Imagine the waters of the room of 1,000 fountains. Imagine the ice of Telos, cold and smooth. Now, stretch out. Strip away the metal, and see the souls and minds of those that fill its corridors with more...
As my feet walk from the ashes of KOTOR, I shall not fear.
Switch the face of the +1 -1 card. The totals are 9-10. Switch the face of the +2 -2 card. The total is 8-11. Switch.
Your command echoes still, General, and I obey, as I did at Malachor.
As my feet walk from the ashes of KOTOR,
switch the face of the +1 -1 card.
Fear.
The total.
Not now. Focus on my voice.
Malachor.
Now do you hear me? Truly hear me? You have taken the first steps on a much longer road, exile. The droids cannot be read in such a way. As for the alien who served with you in the war, its thoughts are more difficult, requiring... That is why he is deaf to you. I have found his impulses are cold, like a dead weight. His... Indeed. Perhaps. Of course there was. It is because Atten was not playing Pazak. Yet at times, he will list off engine sequences, memorize the hyperspace routes on the other side of the galaxy, count the ticking in the power cup. At other times, he will imagine certain... It may be Atten is far cleverer than he feigns. Ask. I know... Ask. And... Yes. Very well. Ah, I had wondered if... But now is not the time to speak of this. Wait until you have more of the galaxy. Every step on our journey shall... And for every planet we reach, all that we touch with our presence.
Pues nos queda hablar con el bueno de Atom. Y lo dejaremos por aquí porque...
You know, I noticed a glow before, but now it's bright around you. You've come a long way since Paragus, and despite all... It shows. It's kind of inspiring, to be honest. All right.
Something up?
Passes the time. It's better than listing off engine sequence. Why do I play Pazak? We're not playing for credits. We're...
Ah, pues nada, vamos a jugar una partida. Siempre cuando estoy en torno al 15 me salen cartas altas. Perfecto. Perfecto. Las manos para este señor.
Good match. Now, what... Right. And that's why I play Pazak in my head. Because if you don't, you've left the door open. And anyone could walk right in.
Oh.
Of course you did. You see, Jedi, light or dark, do it. More often than you'd think. But I never heard one say they were sorry before. That's a new house rule. No, I play Pazak in my head. But while I'm doing that, it's a lot harder for someone to walk in. No, I can only teach you to play Pazak. Do you understand what I'm saying? Good. Now you understand. All right, I'll deal then. If you're ever fighting someone who has the power over your mind, whether light or dark, play Pazak. Start listing hyperspace routes, recite engine sequencers, and when they try to use their powers on you, suddenly it's not as easy as they thought. Because you'll be right here with me, playing Pazak, where they can't reach you.
Ah, el papu.
Something up? All right, but I'm out of credit. Something up?
Vale. Pues vamos a guardar. Vale, próxima parada va a ser teóricamente Narsada. No, no, aquí, Narsada. Se va a venir tremendo cumbión, pero por ahora lo vamos a dejar por aquí. Vamos a hacer una raicita. No son a quién, pero vamos a hacer una raicita. La peluquita, por ejemplo. Vamos a cargar la raicita. Pues gente, nos vemos mañana con más. Un saludito y hasta luego. Chao.